Are you sure your thoughts are really yours? Or is some algorithm pulling the strings? Why does Facebook want you angry? Give me seconds, I'll hit you with undeniable proof. What if I told you one click could turn your best friend into your worst enemy without you even noticing? And trust me,
What?
you won't believe how deep this goes.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
How does social media push you into conspiracy theories? Can AI-driven algorithms get you fired from your job or even tear your family apart? Sounds like science fiction, right? But this is our reality. And maybe you didn't even notice when you became part of an experiment, where your emotions and opinions were nothing more than data points in an algorithm. Imagine this, you're just scrolling your feed. A like here, a scroll there, maybe a random comment. Meanwhile, Facebook is already tweaking reality, just for you. Today, we're diving into the world of manipulation. We'll uncover how social media has been secretly running psychological experiments on millions of people without their consent. Who's behind it? Why are they doing it? And how can a simple like on an innocent post completely change your behavior? In 2021, former Facebook employee Frances Haugen testified before the US Congress, revealing that social media algorithms don't just influence your thinking, they fuel hatred, break friendships, and shape your worldview. The scandal cost Facebook $6 billion. But the biggest revelation? Leaked documents confirmed that Facebook deliberately showed you content that made you angry. The platform manipulated users' emotions like a puppeteer, pulling the strings of millions. Your relationships with close ones may have fallen apart, simply because the algorithm decided so. Yes, this really happened. And maybe, just maybe, you've already been influenced. Your beliefs, emotions, even your decisions shaped by algorithms. So, let's break it down. How did Facebook turn our lives into a playground for psychological manipulation? You're already in this game. The real question is, can you get out?
1, 2, cogniq.
Fall 2021. A shocking statement echoes through the halls of the US Congress.
Facebook ruined my friend's life.
And I'll tell you how in just a moment. These words come from Frances Haugen, a former Facebook employee who stepped forward to expose the company to the world. In her hands, hundreds of pages of leaked reports, internal emails, and secret documents. Days later, she appears on 60 Minutes. Within 24 hours, Facebook loses $6 billion. But why? What was in those documents? What hidden mechanism lurked behind innocent likes and shares? Now, pay close attention, because we're talking about mind control. For years, Facebook controlled your feed, but not with a simple, one-size-fits-all algorithm. No, it could destroy friendships, turn best friends into enemies, build digital walls between loved ones, fuel fear, spark outrage, all with just a tweak in the code. Just think, your emotions, your decisions, your opinions, they might not even be yours. They could be precisely engineered by the system. But the scariest part isn't that Facebook did this, it's how they did it. Their algorithms ran experiments on you. You scroll through your feed, completely unaware that you're part of a test group. Facebook studies how much negativity you can handle before you crack and leave a comment, or how quickly you'll change your mind if surrounded by posts with a specific emotional tone. And these numbers are not just statistics, they're your life, turned into an experiment. So here it is, your typical Facebook feed, posts, comments, likes, and a whole set of reaction emojis. Wow, haha, sad and angry. Seems harmless, right? Just a way to express emotions. But what if they weren't just buttons? What if they were tools designed to control your reactions? In 2016, Facebook introduced these new reactions to make interactions more engaging. But have you ever wondered what their real goal was? Keeping you on the platform as long as possible. At the time, Facebook was losing traction. Users were logging in less, commenting less, arguing less. The algorithms needed a fix, and they found one.
Bingo.
Every reaction you clicked wasn't just a like, it was raw data, a pure, unfiltered signal about your emotional state. The algorithm learned what mood kept you scrolling longer, and more scrolling meant more ads. But in 2017, Facebook took it even further. They weighted reactions, and anger was worth 5 times more than a like. If you got angry, you were hooked, like a fish on a line. You engaged more, argued more, shared more. You became a gold mine. You were fed conflict. You were turned into fuel for the advertising machine. It was a win-win. The platform kept users locked in, and the creator of an angry post got way more views. Even Facebook employees saw the problem. One of them warned, "If we encourage anger, we encourage content that creates anger." Facebook's response was, "Yes, that's possible." And that was it. Conversation over. And by the way, this isn't speculation. I'm quoting from actual leaked documents, stuff the public was never supposed to see. Now, imagine 2 billion users, 3 years straight. Their feeds, a never-ending cycle of outrage, scandals, and fights. Facebook knew this. Facebook discussed this. One employee even wrote, "It's no big deal. Anger is a natural emotion." Another took it further. "It's actually good. An anger-fueled feed helps fight corrupt regimes." Sounds nice, doesn't it? Yeah, but in reality, it meant one thing: divide and conquer on a global scale. Facebook isn't just pictures, likes, and comments. It's a massive machine where every post gets an invisible score, one that decides its fate. But likes and emojis, it's just the tip of the iceberg. AD views, post timing, live or recorded content. Even your connection speed or location, it all counts. All in all, thousands of factors decide what pops up and what gets buried forever. This system runs in over 100 countries, and even the smallest algorithm tweak can shift how billions of people see the world. For many, social media isn't just a distraction. It's their primary news source. One day you read one thing, the next, a completely different narrative.
What the is this? I don't know.
Ever noticed how your feed sometimes makes no sense? That's not random. Whoever controls these settings controls reality. When this system was built, no one expected anger to become the most powerful emotion. After all, compared to 63 billion likes and 11 billion heart reactions, anger only got just 429 million clicks per week. But here's the catch. Anger isn't just an emotion, it's a trigger. People don't usually get mad at photos of friends, nature shots, or personal and work-related messages. They get mad at politics, scandals, and controversial topics. And you already know where this is going. This type of content gets boosted. More anger, more visibility, more rage flooding your screen. The algorithm saw that posts sparking debates and conflict got the most engagement. So naturally, those posts climbed to the top. More conflict meant more views. Social media was turning into a digital arena where the golden rule was simple: anger, views. Views, money. You open your feed and it's packed with scandals, debates, and outrage.
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Controversial topics flood your screen, and before you even realize it, it happens again and again. The algorithm has already decided what you'll see. Professional journalists, the ones who stick to facts, don't stand a chance. Their news is objective, which means it's boring. Who's going to react to dry analysis when they could get angry and dive into a heated argument? As a result, balanced, neutral voices drown in a sea of outrage and chaos. Political division is skyrocketing, and it's impossible to ignore. Social media doesn't just report the news. It shapes political reality. Who wins elections? What do voters care about? Which ideology gains traction? It's no longer about logic or facts. It's about how much emotion a post can generate. Today, your political stance isn't based on what you believe in. It's based on who you hate. Your opinions don't matter as much as your enemies do, and they're chosen for you. Left-wing, right-wing, liberals, conservatives, trans people, Muslims, Jews, the list goes on. The goal? Conflict. The priority? Keeping emotions high. You don't vote for someone, you vote against someone, and if hatred was removed, would you even have a position at all? Your beliefs aren't shaped by facts. They're shaped by a carefully calibrated feed. And that changes everything. Think your feed just shapes opinions? Think again. Because in 2012, Facebook turned millions into guinea pigs. And what they found will blow your mind. And now we get to the juiciest part. Facebook's algorithms weren't just watching you, they were experimenting on you, without your consent, hoping you'd never find out. But Meta forgot the one thing they couldn't control: people. Frances Haugen didn't just reveal the truth, she forced the world to see how it was being manipulated. This wasn't just influence, it was invasion into your mind, your emotions, your reality. Facebook rolls out what sounds less like a social media update and more like a psychological experiment. 2 test groups. One was spoon-fed rainbows and kittens. The other, doom, fear, and anxiety. Then they measured the results. Did their posts change? Did their comments shift in tone? Did engagement go up? The answer, oh yeah, big time. They called it emotional contagion. People who saw happy posts started writing happier comments. Those surrounded by negativity became angrier, more irritated. But then there was a third group, the ones whose feeds became a dull, emotionless stream of dry updates. No excitement, no drama, just a monotonous list of posts that made you want to yawn. And here's the weird part. They changed too. Their emotions faded, their expressions dulled, as if the algorithm had drained them of everything human. Just a reminder, these experiments happened, and maybe they're still happening. Without your signature, without your consent. Now imagine this. You're scrolling your feed, but the algorithm has already decided how you'll feel next week. It's using a slow burn effect. You're fed true crime, disasters, political fights. You start feeling angry and anxious without even realizing it. And that impacts your posts, your comments, even your real life. It starts affecting your relationships, maybe even your mental health. Your emotions? They weren't yours to begin with. The scientific community was shocked, not just by the results, but by the sheer lack of ethics. Facebook was openly experimenting on people's emotions without their permission. The real question is, how many more tests were done that we never found out about? Facebook tried to downplay it.
No big deal. Only 0.04% of users were affected.
Actually, that's millions of people, a small city, a whole country. But sure, nothing to worry about. This sounds like,
I don't give a
But if you think that was the worst of it, you'd be wrong. There was another experiment, and it was even darker. The first test only manipulated emotions. The second one? It broke friendships. Facebook's algorithms were carefully tracking who knew each other in real life, who appeared together in photos, and who tagged each other. I bet you've seen this yourself. Facebook suggesting you tag a friend. Then, once again, 2 test groups. One was shown posts reinforcing their shared beliefs, making them feel even more united. The other? They were fed posts designed to trigger different emotional responses, content that was more likely to challenge their views. The results were disturbing. One group grew closer. The other? First they argued, then the arguments escalated into real conflicts. Eventually, friendships crumbled, people unfriended each other and stopped talking, online and in real life. Years passed, and some didn't even remember why the fallout happened. Now imagine this, that falling out with a close friend from years ago, it might not have been your fault, or theirs. What if it was Facebook's engineers, testing how far they could push you, turning you into lab rats in a social experiment? Facebook knew it was playing with fire, so it kept everything under wraps. But, as always, the truth got out. In 2021, leaked documents revealed a carefully hidden system of manipulation. Back in 2019, Facebook employees questioned whether they should keep the angry reaction at all. Should they remove it? Make it less important to the algorithm? After all, reactions like angry or wow appeared most often under toxic posts, while love and sad were used for more meaningful content. But leadership did nothing.
Nope.
From what I've seen in leaked documents and former employee testimonies, there's no direct proof that Facebook and Instagram's current algorithms are explicitly based on these experiments. But when you look at how the algorithms work today, there are just too many coincidences to ignore. The COVID-19 pandemic was the ultimate stress test for Facebook's algorithms, and they failed. Billions of users worldwide were flooded with conspiracy theories, anti-vax claims, self-proclaimed experts, and outright misinformation. At first glance, Facebook wasn't to blame. Free speech, personal choice. Everyone decides for themselves whether to get vaccinated or not. But here's the key. Facebook knew exactly what kind of emotions these posts triggered. It knew they sparked anger and outrage. Now imagine this. You see an anti-vax post. Let's say, from Robert F. Kennedy Jr. How do you react? Probably negatively. No! And what does Facebook do with negative reactions? It boosts those posts. More people see them, debates flare up, the algorithm detects a spike in engagement and promotes the post again. A vicious cycle, pure manipulation. Facebook quickly realized what was happening, but by then, the damage was done. In 2020, they shut down experiments, adjusted the algorithms, and reduced the power of the angry reaction. Instead, love and sad reactions were weighted twice as much. Sounds like the algorithm now favors softer emotions. But did anything really change? Or did Facebook just rebrand the manipulation? Officially, the algorithm now prioritizes softer emotions. But does that actually change anything? Or does it just create the illusion that things have improved? Fun fact, around the same time, Facebook killed the power of single-character comments. Before 2020, even a tiny plus could carry the weight of 15 likes. Remember when people flooded comment sections with plus signs because creators asked for them to boost engagement? Well, since 2020, that trick doesn't work anymore. Other platforms followed suit and algorithms got smarter, so engagement farming is nearly useless now. And so, we circle back to the beginning. Frances Haugen's explosive testimony before the US Congress, shocking both lawmakers and the public. She gave two reasons for her actions. First, she was convinced that Facebook's algorithms had completely altered her close friend's mindset. He had drifted into nationalism and cut ties with almost everyone he once knew. And second, after 2 years inside the company, she saw firsthand that profit mattered more than public safety. Everything else, the charity work, the grand initiatives, was just window dressing to boost the brand's image. And honestly, this became obvious even without the leaks. By now, I think the issue with Facebook's algorithms is clear. Many people only realized it after the massive data leak. Public debates erupted, and ironically, Facebook's own response only reinforced Haugen's claims about its true priorities. Facebook's lobbyists used the exact same tactics as its algorithms. Republicans were told Haugen was a Democratic puppet. Democrats were nudged to believe Zuckerberg secretly supported them and even played a role during the Capitol riot. Divide and conquer, even beyond the digital world. This wasn't just an online strategy. It was shaping politics, influencing public opinion, and deciding who held power. And in 2024, Facebook pulled the same old trick. After Trump's victory, Zuckerberg was among the first to adjust Facebook's inclusivity policies, claiming that Democrats were pressuring him. But most importantly, he tweaked the algorithms. And every micro adjustment like this changes what we see, read, and discuss. It dictates the lens through which we view the world. As long as engagement remains the ultimate goal, and negative emotions stay the most powerful fuel for the algorithm, there will be more hate and less understanding, because otherwise, well, it just doesn't work. Or maybe it does, just not in the way we'd hope. So here's an idea. If you liked this video, hit that like button and drop a comment. But if it made you angry, take a deep breath, put your phone down, and go for a walk. In the real world, there are no algorithms.